welcome everyone. It's our weekly live fitness Q&A. As always, if you have any health fitness questions, feel free to throw them in the comments. I will answer them as I see them. And again, if you don't feel comfortable putting your question publicly in the comments, you can always private message us. That is also fine too. If I don't see it until after, we can always answer it either in the next session or we can have a discussion through chat as well. Alrighty, so we don't have any earlier questions yet, so I wanted to start with expanding a little bit on our post yesterday, working on mindset, attitude, and just overall general understanding that even if January didn't go quite the way you had planned it would go, maybe the goals that you set were a little harder than what you thought to implement. Maybe too many things were coming up and you just never really got started. Maybe you didn't set any initial resolutions, but there's still some goals and things that you'd like to pursue. It's never too late to start in most cases. A lot of times people get caught up with I'll start when it's Monday. I'll start on the 1st. I'll start at New Year's. And, with that mindset, justifying reasons to put off getting started and not really realizing the power of just simply, rather than picking a big day to change everything, you can choose today, tomorrow, to just change one small thing and get good at that change, and then pick the next one, and then do the next one. People drastically underestimate the power of being able to stack small little victories to build up to big substantial changes. 1% better every day brings about dramatic improvement in all of us. So don't underestimate that power of just simply deciding, you know what, I'm going to start, walking for 5 minutes and just go with that. Build on that. Get the little success first and then build from there. It's okay to have a big goal, but you got to be able to truncate it down to, based on where am I at, how am I going to start in order to build up to that big thing. And I think that's one of the things that often gets people kind of in a defeatist mindset by the end of January, where you've set these big goals, working out every day of the week, changing up, everything in your nutrition habits and what you eat and how you prepare everything. And, life comes at you and says, that's not going to work. And one challenge after another makes you feel like you didn't accomplish anything because you're not there yet. When in reality, maybe you've gone from 0 to 1 or 2 times a week actually working out, which is still more than what you were doing before. Maybe you haven't completely overhauled your nutrition, but your breakfasts look better than what they were before. Those are still victories. Those are still wins. Those are changes that we can then stack the next change on top of to bring about even bigger change. People get caught up in these dramatic overhauls, changes in diet, changes in their workout, especially in regards to weight loss, not understanding that as little as 100-calorie shift per day is the difference between gaining or losing 10 pounds a year. And 100 calories isn't a whole lot in regards to your movement. It isn't a whole lot in regards to changes that you can make in your eating habits. So there's less intake than what there was before. If you're eating 3 meals a day, that's around 33 less calories per meal. That's not that hard to make a change on. And that can bring about a 10-pound difference by the end of the year in weight loss. So don't underestimate the power of making small changes that you can keep consistently rather than overhauls that often frustrate and burn us out that really don't last much more than 30 or 90 days. So just some things to kind of think about in that regard. Remember, just because the new year first month is almost done doesn't mean it's too late to start something and start creating changes in your life to improve your health and keep moving forward. Hope that was helpful. If you guys do have follow-up questions, feel free to throw them in the comments. We'll go over them next week. Have a great week, and in the meantime, remember to stay persistent in your consistent pursuit of health.